Well, endurance swimmer Diana Nyad is addressing criticism about her latest Cuba to Florida swim that made headlines last week. Some are wondering how she was able to complete the swim so quickly after failing 4 previous times. For more on that, we are joined by Dr. Mitch Roffer, a Florida-based oceanographer who owns his own fishing forecasting service. And Dr. Roffer, thank you so much for joining us. Just want to say you're not associated with Diana's team, correct?
No, absolutely not. We're a group of independent oceanographers, primarily from the University of Miami graduates from years ago.
Okay, so, you are obviously your business heavily tied into currents, and that's kind of our question here. Nyad's team says the swim all came down to the currents that helped propel her through the water. You say that very well may have been the case? Oh,
clearly. We looked at the NASA and NOAA infrared and ocean color satellite imagery, and we're able to map the ocean currents during her event. And she got lucky in the sense that the Gulf Stream made a northward turn from Havana to Key West, which is fairly rare, and helped carry her on the order of 3 to 5 miles an hour between Havana and Key West. So we think very likely that the currents helped her.
So, Dr. Roffer, so is that an unusual thing? Because she did try 4 other times and it didn't seem like the currents were really with her at those attempts.
Oh, this is highly unusual. Most of the time, the Gulf Stream off the Florida Keys is oriented from west to east. In this case, we have the Gulf Stream coming from the Gulf of Mexico, pushing the current down closer to Havana and puts a curve in it and puts a gyre in it, a counterclockwise flowing pool of water, sort of like a hurricane, but obviously a lot smaller, pushing the water and then grabbing the Gulf Stream current, sort of like the jet stream, and pushing it right to Key West. So here's a case. It's almost as if you take a high-pressure system or a low-pressure system and it changes the flow of the jet stream. Here's a case where we have a gyre that changes the flow of the Gulf Stream and pushes her directly into Key West.
All right, Dr. Mitch Roffer, thank you so much for your perspective. Fascinating, basically like a conveyor belt that kind of helped push her along. We, I'm sure, have not heard the last of it.
Maybe everything just aligned perfectly for her. It seems like that may have happened. All right, still to come up next.